Hi there, I'm Ken Lammers. Welcome to Minor League Matters, and it's time for the weekly Independent Baseball Report. Let's start out in the Pacific Association. San Rafael Pacifics are still on top with a 30-12 record. However, the second place has switched. The Vallejo Admirals have fallen to third with they've had a 4-game losing streak, and the Sonoma Stompers have had a 5-game winning streak, and they're now at 27-15, which means they're still 3 games out, but they have changed. The second place has changed. So good going, Sonoma, and better luck in the future, Vallejo. In the Empire League, the New York Bucks are at 18-9. They're tied with the Puerto Rico Islanders, who are 19-10. Technically the same amount. They're tied. New Hampshire Wild are in, I guess, third place, and they're 4.5 games back. In Pecos, in the southern portion of the Pecos League, Southern Division, the Tucson Saguaros are holding the top. It seems to be a fairly solid hold since they flipped with Roswell. But the Roswell Invaders are right behind them. Tucson's at 36-15, and Roswell's at 34-19. In the Mountain Division, the Alpine 06 Cowboys are at 42-13, holding the top, and behind them is the Trinidad Triggers at 39-17. Nothing too unusual here. This seems to be the pattern it's holding. And in the Pacific Division, the Bakersfield Train Robbers are holding on to their lead at the top now with a 35-21 record. California City Whiptails have now moved into second place with a 30-26 record, replacing High Desert, the Yardbirds. Yardbirds are still in third, still fighting out there. In the Frontier League in the East, the Joliet Slammers are on top with 32-24, but the Washington Wild Things at 31-25 are just 1 game back and really pushing. In the West, the River City Rascals are at 30-26, while the Evansville Otters, one of my favorite teams, are at 28-27, a game and a half back. Can-Am League has stayed pretty much the same. The Sussex County Miners at 37-19 are on top. The Quebec Capitals, however you say it in Canadian, are 2.5 games back at 35-22. In the American Association, as normal, the St. Paul Saints are in the lead in the North at 33-24. Behind them are the Fargo Moorhead Redhawks at 30-25, which puts them 2.5 games back. And the third place team are the South Shore Railcats. Gary South Shore Railcats have slipped to third and seem to be holding there at the moment. In the West, it's still the Sioux City Explorers at 40-15, although they're only 4 games above the Kansas City T-Bones at 37-20. I think it's gotten a little bit closer, but they're still holding a fairly substantial lead. We'll see where that goes. The Atlantic, of course, is in its second half of the season. They split their season in half. And in the Freedom Division in the Atlantic, with a very few games played, the Sugarland Skeeters are at 6-3, and the York Revolution are 5-5 and a game and a half back. In the Liberty Division, the Somerset Patriots are at 7-1, and the Long Island Ducks are at 5-3, which puts them 2 back. So it's early days in the second half of the season for the Atlantic League, and we'll see how things play out as things go along. Okay, that's pretty much it for the Independent League Report. If you like what you see here, hit like. If you like what you see around here generally, hit subscribe and go up there, I think it is, and hit that little bell, which makes sure that you get notifications, because YouTube apparently is doing some weird stuff with your subscriptions and not telling you when your subscribed stuff pops up, which is weird. If you want to contact me directly, at LammersK on Twitter, at LAMMERSK at Twitter. On Twitter, direct message me. Comments below. As always, I promise I'll try to read them all. Can't promise I'll reply to them all. I've got to go out and earn the money stuff. And for some reason, when you got to go out and earn that money stuff, the boss expects you to work. And, I kind of think he's right about that. This is a labor of love here, doing all this on this station here on Minor League Matters. But got to have money to do it. And finally, folks, if you got a little bit of spare money and you got a little bit of spare time, go watch some minor league sports. Y'all have a good week now.